This is Marshall PC Wabash. I'm in the kitchen, and as promised, we're making pickled watermelon rind pickles. I've got the brine mixture over here on the stove. I'm trying to get my 6 pounds, well it says 8 pounds, so but I'm going to make whatever this watermelon makes. But I've got about 6 pounds of it cubed up already in this bowl. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I got the water and salt on the stove. It's just water and salt, it's not cooked. Take the rinds and you dump them in there and then you let it sit overnight. Everything's cubed up. The actual canning part of the video. This is the preparation part. So, part 2 will all be posted at the same time because it's a 12 or more hour window before I ever get to part 2 because I got to work tomorrow. Maybe a little longer, but hopefully not too much longer. But in reality, we're looking at 12 hours for prep, then cooking and simmering, 26 hours probably total on this project. Well, this is Marshall PC Wabash out for this 12 hours. I'll see you in the next video, which will be the same video. This is what it looks like peeled up. The green thick part is off. The red's been cut out. And in this stage, really, it almost looks like a cucumber, except for the tinge of red. So, this is a whole bowl. We're about 5, close to 6 pounds. I'm going to cut up the rest of it and keep on rolling with it. Alright, figured I'd show this. Alright, I've got the brine all cut up and it's pretty deep in this pan of mine. It's 1 cup of ball pickling salt and 4 quarts of water. Marshall PC Wabash, I'm out. It's Marshall PC Wabash again. It's 12 hours later, working on the brine portion. Got me a little T-ball in here, got some spices in it. I added a little red pepper flakes to the recipe out the Bluebook. That's not in there. But I'm not sure if I can say what the recipe is. It may be copyrighted, but let's see if I can pull this up. Right here. The Bluebook, Guide to Preserving. Recipes on page 85. So if you're thinking about taking up canning the way grocery prices are, this is one way to use it all, because as they have on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, every bit counts challenge for August. So this should get me at least 5 pints of pickled watermelon rinds. Over in this big can, I have my watermelon rinds getting soft and a little softer. Of course, that's what it calls for, get soft. Alright, I've got the brine to the boiling point. Now it says turn down the medium, which I already did, and set the timer for 10 minutes and simmer. So there we go. Now we're simmering the brine down. And turn down a little bit more. Smells good. Now, YouTube and Facebook ever come out with a smell-o-vision, they might be on to something. Okay, let's see. Bring mixture to boil, reduce heat to a simmer. Simmer for 10 minutes. There we go, we're simmering away. I don't want it to boil hard, I just want a little simmer down. Alright. So it's simmering. I got it on number 3 right now. And that looks good. Okay, I'm still softening watermelon right now. I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, I'm back. I got the brine done over here. So it's simmering. I just turned it back on a little while ago. So it simmers. Now I'm transferring the tender watermelon rind that I just drained, bringing it back over to the pot. And that's what it looks like. And it's tender. A little hot though. Woo. Yeah. But you can see it's malleable and easy to break. It's nice and tender now. So it says move it over here into this pot with the brine and the spice bag and peppers that I added. Some of the other spice ingredients. Almost ran out of room. But I got the big pot in my hand. But it'll stir down once it starts cooking. Trying to get all the drains loose. In the meantime, in my big pot, that's the one I use for water bath canning. I have 5 jars. They're in there elevated on the rack, warming up. So when it's time, when the water bath is hot and these rinds are a little bit less colorful than they are right now, is to take them down to there. Add the watermelon rind, simmer until transparent. So we're simmering until they lose a little bit of that green. And we're going to stir, so see them red pepper flakes starting to get on there. This will be spicy and it'll be sweet. Now the refrigerator one don't take up near as much time to prepare. But it only has a shelf life of a couple weeks. You have to take that in mind. So, I mean, if you're new to canning, which I'm relatively new, I've been doing it for a couple seasons now, getting better. But if you're new to it and you want to just try something with a watermelon rind, seeing how it's still summer, go on that YouTube and get that recipe from Shotgun Red. It's so simple. Sat in the refrigerator for a couple of days after it got mixed up. But man, you talk about good. You put that on a little salad as a garnish or something. You done kick that salad up into, I don't know, some kind of zone that ain't even been figured out yet because it's so good. Alright, well, we're cooking till we're transparent. We're heating the water up in the water bath can. Got my jars in there. Just washed my lids and my rings. They're sitting over here draining. And then I bring it back when it's, place them in the jars and get them in the water. Alright, well, this is Marshall PC Wabash. I'm out. Alright, I'm back. Looks like my water bath canner is just about bubbling. So, it's time to transfer the hot pickled rinds to the hot jars. So I found all my goodies from last year, my measure, my bubbler, my can remote. So we're going to pull the first little jar out. And we're going to start, we got to find our spice rack, or spice bag. And there she is, right there. Now, what I used for a spice bag was really a tea type bag. I got the big stuff in there, like the seeds and the whole cloves. Now we're free of obstructions. Nothing but watermelon rind, the juice, and a little bit of lemon up in there. So we're going to get my scooper, and we're going to start the ladling process to the hot jars, and then they'll go back in the canner. Oh, I was supposed to. They'll go back in the canner while it's waiting for me to ladle everything else. So leave a ½ inch head space. So we're going to ladle on in. So while we're at this point, we're going to take this little green spatula that came with the kit. Like I said, I just started this a couple of years ago. We're going to knock some air bubbles down, top this jar off with some more watermelon rind. And this came with a measurer. Knock that little bit out right there. This came with a measure, graduated, 1 inch, 3/4, a half, and 1/4. So we want a half, so that's the second step. And we are just about there. So we're going to just give that a little drink, and that makes perfect. Now we need to wipe off our rim. There's the vinegar that we used the can with. We'll give that a little pour. Now we're good. Then we're going to take this paper towel and we'll wipe this rim off so we know it's nice and clean and not sticky. Let it dry on this side. That jar's a little warm. Then we take our lid, hold it in place while we screw that on. Finger tight. Then we grab it with our jar holder and suspend it back over in the canner. And we grab our next jar and do the same thing. Fill it up till we get that, don't want that in there, 3/4 inch, a ½ inch head space. And we're going to de-bubble it, because we don't like no bubbles. More, check our measurement, and it looks like it needs a drink to bring it up to the proper head space. And it didn't do it, so we'll give it a couple more pieces of rind, and now we're there. And then we do the same thing. We go around this rim, make sure we ain't got no stuff on it, and we'll dry it off a bit. Put our lid on, then our ring. And it goes back. Don't that look pretty? That's a little pink, not bad. And same process, repeat. Alright, then we're gonna, I'll bring it back when I lower it down with the little rack thing that I got, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, well, let me fill these jars up. See y'all in a bit. Well, I had a little bit extra left, so looks like I get to sample this tomorrow, because that little bit ain't going to be much to leave for storing purposes. But oh well, now I'll get to see quicker than I anticipated what this canned rind tastes like versus the refrigerated 2-week style tastes like. These cans have been suspended over this hot water here. Holds onto the big pot with the little recessed rims. All the cans are in their proper little holding areas. So what it says do next is lower the rack into the simmering water, and the water has to cover the jars by an inch. Well, we're starting to get little bubbles down in there, but it ain't quite the simmering. So I'm going to cover it up, gain a little heat. The next time you see them, they'll be out cooling, because the only thing I got to do is lower them in the pot when the water is ready. And pint jar is what I'm using. Process them for 10 minutes. Then open the lid up, turn the heat off, open this lid up so the outside air can get into this pot. You pull them out, suspend them, turn off the heat, open it up so some outside air can get in, so when you bring them out and set them on your counter, you don't have any issues with jars busting, which I haven't had a jar bust yet, but you know, always the first time. So what they say in a lot of people that have granite countertops or quartz or whatever, those countertops are cooler than this. But I always put a tablecloth down and set my hot jars on the little dish towel, not tablecloth, the dish towel, because they say that granite and quartz is colder and will actually, could possibly fracture your jar when you bring it out. Alright, well, we got them loaded up, got the water on, got all the rings on, got the headspace at a 1/2 inch, and I got a sample jar I didn't expect to get. So we are done making these watermelon rind, pickled watermelon rind. Now let's let the water do its thing, and hopefully all the jars seal. I might turn you back on them for that, because if you never heard canning jars seal, it's kind of cool. And if they start popping at the same time, it's like music to your ears if you canned it, because you know everything came together in the end. Alright, so when I pull the jars up, I'll put you right here and we'll turn on the audio and see if we can't hear some pinging and a popping. Alright, well, this is Marshall PC Wabash. I'll see you when jars stop singing to us. Alright, later. Turn that fan off. I'm back. Pulling the pickled watermelon rinds out the canner so we can see if we can hear some music on this phone here, or this camera here. Hear them pops, meaning everything sealed upright. Like I said, pretty cool little. Oh, that one got me before I got up. everybody sealed up that quick. Man, good thing I had it on. Or else we would have missed that beautiful music, huh? Here's water bath cannon. Everything is sealed up. All 6 of them said pop a top. Well, Marshall PC Wabash, we got 5½ pints of pickled watermelon rind, sealed. So we had a successful day. I'm out.